Okay, so our turkey has been marinating for 1 day. Did that because we had the broth. We wanted that broth to cool down so we can get the fat off the top. Roasting boneless turkey breast, boneless turkey in general, is about 20 minutes per pound, they say, on average. So let's see what we got here. We're looking at 22 ounces. Okay. This one's 22. Look, almost the exact same thing, which is great. Okay. We're not going to put it all together because it's individual pieces. We're not going to say, okay, we got 8 pounds of meat, we're going to cook the thing for 3 days. It's not going to happen. So 22 ounces, 16 ounces a pound, 8 more ounces is 24, so it's basically about 1.5 pounds, right? That is going to take longer than an hour to cook. Alright, so we're going to start off at about an hour for this thing. See what we get, hour and 20 minutes maybe. Usually for a chicken that weighs 5 pounds, it takes me an hour. Hour and 15 minutes. We're going to slap on our little pan here. We don't want to go to 375. We go to 375, the skin's going to brown up too fast before the meat gets done. Right. I'm going to get a touch of oil down at the bottom. Just enough to get it started. Nothing's going to stick on us. Get it smeared around a little bit. Alright, we're going to get our turkeys in there. Don't want to crowd this too much. Okay. In another pan, I'm going to put the drumsticks, the wings, get those things going in there too. So, okay, so what we got going, this has been marinating, our oven's going, we're going to pop that in the oven uncovered. We want that skin to get nice and dark, okay? We don't want that to be kind of bland looking and kind of just staring at you. Top of here, everybody wants to put butter on their turkey. You can put butter. Butter's got a lot of water in it. Butter be nice, rich flavor. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of oil. This is just salad oil on there. We'll let that go for... This thing heats up on time. We're going to get it in the oven. And I'll see you back here in about an hour. We'll see what happens, alright? Middle of the oven. I'm putting this, not on the bottom or the top. Alright. It has been 35 minutes since we put that turkey in. Let's give it a check. I don't expect it to be ready yet. How's it looking? It looks pretty good, but... Alright, remember when you're done with these things, you gotta sanitize them because you'll be dipping into raw turkey blood. Okay, you want to go in. You don't want to stab it all the way through when you check temperatures. You want to get to the centermost point and go about halfway down. Okay, this is 35 minutes. They were 22 ounces, about 1.5 pounds. Okay, we are looking at 104.4 on that breast. Let's go to this one. We're at a 129 on that one. Let's back it out a little bit, see what we get. 125. Alright, the thigh. Thigh is dark meat. It may take a little longer to cook. That one's set at 125 also, 127. Alright, so we're going to move these around a little bit. We're going to pull this breast out to one side. So that we're getting more heat on the edges than we are in the middle. Alright, so that was 35 minutes. We're starting to get a little bit of color on there. Let's get it back in the oven. And we'll come back in about another 15 minutes and see what we got. I got my drumsticks in there too. They're going to take a while because there's a bone in the middle of that. We want to get these to 160, 165. There's something called carryover cooking. If you pull it out at 160, it'll reach 165 in about 10 minutes from sitting. And that's perfect. That's a perfect temperature for keep it nice and moist. Alright, now it's been about 50 minutes. Alright, Let's see what happens with this. Sorry if that gets steamy for a second when I open this oven up. Probably did. Okay, we're starting to get some nice color on them breasts, huh? And that meat total in general. Every time you open up that oven, you're going to lose some temperature, so you don't want to keep doing that. I'm doing that just so we can get a good idea how long it's going to take us. Okay, that middle one was the coolest because it was on that edge. Let's see how far we got. So we're at 50 minutes. That one's at 124. 153. Alright, so we're sitting at 153 on that little center breast there. Okay, can you see that? Let's go to this edge one. This guy is at 150. 152, so it's catching up. How's our thigh doing? Our thigh is at 162. Let's go back out a little bit. We might have went a little too far into that one. Alright, that's at 168. So yeah, 162. And every time you poke this, you're breaking the skin and you're going to let liquids out of that hole. Alright, we're back down to 162. So that thigh is cooking a little bit faster than the other ones. Let's get these back in the oven. Okay, we're going to pull it out at exactly 1 hour. And these are 1.5 pounds. Let's see what happens, huh? I've got a couple other things in there. Like I said, I got the drumsticks. I got the thighs, or the wings. But those have a bone in them, so they're going to take a little longer. We'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, it's been 1 hour. Let's see what we got. Here comes more steam. Okay, 1 hour. Nice golden brown. Where's our thermometer at? Here we go. And again, we're only going in about halfway down, centermost point, away from all the meat. Okay, we're at 164, 165 for that end one. That's 1 hour. This one, this was that edge when we moved to the middle. That's at 165.5. Okay, the thigh. That one's probably going to be a little bit higher. That one's at 173. 174. Okay, this is a digital read thermometer, so we're good. If you wanted to have a little extra crispy skin, the reason we didn't use butter, we used oil because butter, like I was saying, has got a lot of water in it. So the butter would have melted down and then the water would have stayed on top. And then we would have ended up with more moisture in the skin when we were trying to dry it out. That's what we were trying to do, is make it crispy. We're going to give them a little toss. Just a little toss on there. Okay, if you wanted to have the crispier skin, you could have went a little bit higher temperature, would have cooked a little faster. Could have put a broiler on a little bit. But I think we got it pretty good here. That looks very good, actually. So we're going to let these sit for about 15-20 minutes. I mean, let me get a close-up of those babies, huh? It's pretty good, actually. Looks pretty nice. We're going to let them sit for about 20 minutes or so. Because when you cut them now, there's so much heat in there, any juices are going to try to escape. So they're just going to run out of it where you cut. Then you end up with a piece of dry turkey. And you don't want that. You want to keep that moisture inside of that thing. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. I mean, nice color on there. Once it cools down, we'll cut the string off of it. And you can do whatever you want with it. Chop that stuff up, make turkey salad, tetrazzini. Tetrazzini is really good with leftovers. But we're going to slice that and use that for dinner. Get a little bit of breast on the plate, a little bit of thigh on the plate. We'll line it up, and then we can always cut up the other ones if we need them. So we'll be back in a little while, huh? Well, 15 minutes or so, let them sit. We'll give them a cut and look inside of them. Okay. I just wanted to throw this in there. These have been going for about an hour and 15 minutes. This is the drumsticks and the wings that I put in at the same time. They got the bones in them. Let me back that out a little bit. So obviously they were going to take a little longer to cook. They came out looking really good. They had a nice golden dark color to them. Nice and tender. Everybody likes a good drumstick, right? Or a turkey wing. Let's check our temperature on these guys. That's all the way down to the bone. Oh yeah, this is 181. Plenty hot. You only need to go to 165. This one is 190, so you know the wings are going to be well done as well. Yeah, these guys are all pretty much well done and tender. We're looking at 187 for those. Okay, so we know that. Pull your breasts out a little bit earlier, the boneless ones. And what we're going to have underneath here is all this leftover broth. Right? And that's going to be in the other pan too. So I mentioned in the gravy breast, the gravy one. Okay, where was I? As I was saying, we made that gravy thicker than normal with our fresh turkey gravy, the giblet gravy, and it's a little thicker. Now that it's cooled down, of course it's a lot thicker, but so now we can take the broth out of here and add a little bit. We don't want to flop that over, that'll make a mess, huh? We can add a little bit of that to there, and that'll thin that down to a great consistency where it's not going to be too pasty, you know? There we go. And a little bit more so won't hurt. So, again, that was a stainless steel pan. That's going to clean up nicely. Don't worry about cooking with stainless. Okay, so that just gets that as an idea of why I did that with the gravy. Okay, here's our turkey. Let's get the scissors. Cut this open. Okay, grab our scissors. Grab our cutting board. This has been sitting for about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. 15, 20 minutes. Let's grab that breast right out of the middle. Back this up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to use scissors here just to make it easier. Make sure you get all that string out of there. Okay, it's a beauty, huh? Go to that one end. Nice. Let's get a little zoom down there, huh? Cut into that. Nice and juicy in there. And if you would have cut that when it was hot, all that juice would have just came running right out. Okay, here's our turkey thigh. This is the best part right here. I love these dark meat. This turned out to be a boneless roast. Nothing in there. Okay, you can see a little bit of the the line of the herbs that are inside of there. Nice and juicy. It stays together pretty good too. I mean, it's not falling apart on you. So when you cut that up, you lay that on a plate, and you lay the breast on a plate next to it. You don't have to contend with that big old bird. And this way it's great for sandwiches. You can just throw that dark meat on a sandwich. Okay, look at that. It's beautiful, ain't it? Well, I hope this helps and gives you an idea what you can do with the turkey. Chicken's be about the same thing, but you're not going to be able to tie up a chicken thigh like that. It'd be a waste of time.